Let's read it. Come on.
Verse 7. If my step have turned out of the way, and mine heart have walked after mine eyes, and if any blot have cleaved to my hands, then let me sow, and another eat. Yea, let my offspring be rooted out.
He says, if I have fell to vanity, let my offspring be rooted out. See what he said here? Knowing that if you follow vanity, through vanity, you lose culture, tradition, and values. That means there is no future for our children if we choose vanity. That's the selfishness, where we'll choose ourselves over our progeny, over our legacy. Read.
Verse 9. If mine heart have been deceived by a woman, or
if my heart have been deceived by a what?
If my heart have been deceived by a woman.
If my heart have been deceived by a woman.
Or if I have laid wait at my neighbor's door.
If I've laid wait at my neighbor's door.
Then let my wife grind unto another, and let others bow down upon her.
May she get the glory that a man should receive. See? To let you know that the Most High is not going to dishonor who? The loyal side. He'll give honor to the one who stayed chaste and right with him, regardless of what another person is doing. That means you're not going to lower your standards with the Most High because the person you trusted wasn't right. You're going to stand with the Most High regardless. You're not going to stoop to that level and use that as an excuse to become dirty. See? Because this is your walk with the Most High, regardless of who you are attached to. You're not going to soil yourself and your image with the Most High. You're sealed with the Most High because of an individual who chose to do what they wanted to do. And so many times we hear this, well, I did this because this person did that. Well, you know what? That means the devil won. We were supposed to fight for the integrity for legacy, regardless of mistakes. We were supposed to fight. And see, I don't want to digress into that. But I need y'all to check out, one of Satan's sons, Bill Gates and Melinda Gates. Check that out. Who knows? They've probably been apart the majority of the time. But they had to stay together to continue the plan until the plan was finished. Now that there's a PR campaign against him where he's not influential anymore, they say, okay, take your land. We already said you were a billionaire, but that was just front money to make you believe you were something. You did your part. Your wife get that part. They get that part and go on with your lives. It's time for Elon Musk to step in because we're in the next phase. But they were able to stay together all the way to do what? To fulfill their mission into making sure that under their foundation, this campaign is in every African and every poor area in the world. That was their plan. Okay. But guess what? The image was, you think that they just broke up? But they understand the legacy under Esau. They are playing under Satan. That they needed to keep this thing together as long as they can to hatch their plan against us. Because they understood what legacy meant. Even evil people. But the first time something go wrong, or the first time someone rub us the wrong way, we give up on each other. Sacrificing our legacy for what? For vanity. For how I feel, because how dare someone offend me? Come on, let's go.
Verse 11. For this is an heinous crime.
For this is an heinous crime. Read.
Yea, it is an iniquity to be punished by the judges. For it is a fire that consumeth to destruction, and would root out all mine increase. If I despise the cause of my manservant or of my maidservant when they contended with me.
So that means even someone who's a subordinate with you. We must respect one another, even if they're your subordinate. Okay. Read.
What then shall I do when God riseth up?
What shall I do when God riseth up?
And when he visiteth me, what shall I answer him?
Exactly. So you treat somebody a certain type of way as if they're beneath you because you have more. Guess what? The Most High sends a judgment on that. He sends a judgment against those like that. No one gets to any place without other people. And there's no people that are really under you. We're all children of the Almighty, and we should treat people as such, even if they're not on your pay scale. See? And this is what the Most High, this is what Job is saying. I understand to take care of a servant. Because one day, hey, when you look at the prophecies, the Most High knew one day we would be servants. And how do we want treatment? What treatment we wanted under servitude? He knew one day we would be a servant. So we have to be careful how we treat other people, even if they don't have much that's working for us, or you know, that's why, let me tell you, I'm respectful to everyone. Because I understand that they're children of the Almighty. They have a walk with the Most High, and the Most High is looking. And I'm going to go into that in one moment. But go ahead, read it.
Verse 15. Did not he that made one or made me in the womb make him?
Exactly. The same God that made me made a poor man. Or someone that's working for you, or whatever the case is. Read.
And did not one fashion us in the womb? If I've withheld the poor from their desire, or have caused the eyes of the widow to fail.
And I'm saying this is because we have a culture that feels it's okay to down each other publicly based on what we're lacking. As if we all didn't come from substandard neighborhoods. We got now a scenario where someone can look down on the guy and say, you know what? Your pay grade isn't satisfactory for me. You don't meet my standard. Knowing that the majority of our people come from what? Substandard living, and have to work our way up from being poor. You think the Most High don't see that? We're the only people who can bust on each other and come at each other and all that and do the dozens on each other based on what someone doesn't have, as if we're not from the same place. You don't got this and you don't got that, and be online saying, telling people and all that. And the Most High is looking like, what? That doesn't speak to his deficiency. That speaks to your deficiency if he don't have anything. Because if you got it, why are you not helping him? That doesn't speak to his deficiency or her deficiency. That speaks to your deficiency. You're going to speak down on them because they don't have anything and measure it by you? That sounds like the enemy, who measure their power by how poor we are. And I'm putting it out there. That's the spirit of vanity. With a degree where you can, it's one thing to think something. It's another thing to be so vain and now down someone else because they're without. See, and that's that spirit. That's a trap. Because eventually, what goes up comes down. And it's nothing for the Most High to make a man rich overnight. What goes up must come down. And guess what? The same people you are ranking and berating, you're going to expect them to accept you on your way down, because that's where you started. You were amongst them. The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
when it comes to reading the Bible. The first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited.